Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. I'm here today with another crochet project and one that I'm really excited to share with you. So I started using t-shirt yarn. This is Paintbox Recycled t-shirt yarn. This is the grey and this is the mint green, I think. I'll try and leave links in the description box below if I can. So it's really gorgeous yarn and really it's a bit different, but it's really fun to use. So I thought I'd share with you my project today so that you could make some of your own. So here I've got the nice blue with some of my pens in, and then I've also got a nice grey one here. It's basically using double crochets and a slip stitch rim, and then something a little bit different on the bottom just to make the pot shape. But it's really easy, super easy for beginners, and I hope that you'll join me and make loads of fun pencil pots for your desks and for anything else that you might need it for. So I'll just share with you what you need and then we can begin. Okay then, so these are the materials you will need. So I've got some Paintbox Recycled t-shirt yarn here. This is again in the colour of mint green. It's really gorgeous yarn, as I've said, and you can use it for so many different things: baskets, pots, bags, anything that you might need. I've got a 10mm crochet hook here. This is a gorgeous crochet hook that I've just ordered recently and I'm really enjoying it. You'll need a needle to sew in your ends, and you will need a pair of scissors to chop off your ends. So go ahead and grab that yarn and we can begin our super easy but really fun crochet project. Okay then, so we're going to begin by making a magic circle. I do already have a video on this on my channel, so go and check that out if you're unsure of how to make your magic circle, because I'm just going to go through it nice and quickly and easily in this video. Okay, so all you're going to do is make your magic circle. You may already have a different way to do this that you've learnt, maybe a different way, but this is just the way that I make it, so go ahead and make that. And chain one so that you have a little bit of leverage to crochet into. So now we're going to be working into this magic circle that we've just created, and we're going to start by creating 6 double crochets into this magic circle. So all you're going to do is insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through both of these loops. So if you are using t-shirt yarn for the very first time, then just be careful of your tension. It's very stretchy and very difficult to get your tension right, and it may take you a few times through, but just make sure that you are keeping an eye on that so you don't get a wonky pencil pot. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. These pots also work up really quickly because the yarn is super chunky and nice and thick. So now you can go ahead and cinch up that magic circle by giving it a nice tug. Okay then, so now we've got our magic circle of 6 double crochets, and we're just going to join that circle by making a slip knot into the first double crochet of the round. So this one right here, all we're going to do is slip stitch into that double crochet. So now we have a nice perfect circle of 6 double crochets. And now we can begin increasing. So in our second round, we're going to do 2 double crochets into each stitch. So that is an increase into each double crochet around. So you're going to begin this round with a chain 1, and you're going to work 2 double crochets into every single stitch around. That's 1. That's 2, then into the next stitch, that's 1, and that's 2. So go ahead and work an increase into every single stitch around, and I'll meet you back when you have done that. Okay then, so you should now have a total of 12 double crochets. So if you want to go ahead and count those just in case that you've missed a stitch. And now we can join our second round by doing a slip stitch into the first double crochet that we created. So go ahead and work your slip stitch into that first double crochet of the round, and you have joined your circle. So now we're going to continue making our flat circle for another 2 rounds. So in this round, all we're going to do is begin with another chain of 1. We're going to work 1 double crochet into the first stitch, and then we're going to work an increase, which is 2 double crochets into the next stitch. Then we're going to work 1 double crochet and then 2 double crochets. So 1 double crochet and then an increase, and then 1 double crochet and then an increase, all the way around. So into your first stitch, work a double crochet, and into your second stitch, work an increase, which is 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Into your next stitch, work a double crochet, and then work an increase, which is 2 double crochets. So go ahead and repeat this all the way around, working 1 double crochet and then an increase into every single stitch. Okay then, so I've just finished that off, and I'm just going to end my round with a slip stitch into that first double crochet. So now we're ready for our 4th round, and this is going to be the last round that we work in our flat circle, and then we can start making our pot shape. So again, like the other few rounds, chain 1 to begin your round, and we're now going to work 1 double crochet into the first stitch, another double crochet into the second stitch, and then we're going to work our increase into that 3rd stitch. So go ahead and work this all the way around. 1 double crochet into the first stitch, another double crochet into the next stitch, and then an increase of 2 double crochets into that 3rd stitch. Work that all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the end. Okay then, so now I have my flat circle. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds, which is going to make up the base of your pencil pot. So I'll just stop here and tell you a few bits and bobs. So if you do want your pencil pot to be a little bit wider, or if you're going for maybe a basket-like shape, then you can keep increasing the surface area of your circle. But for mine, I like to do only 4 rounds, and then I like to create my pencil pot. But obviously, if you do want yours a little bit wider, or if you want it even thinner, you can remove a round or add a round before you do this next step. It won't interrupt the pencil pot shape, it will just make it bigger or smaller depending on what you like. So now then we're going to do a little bit of a different round. So as you can see on my grey example here, you can see that there's a little bit of a ridge around here. So this is the flat circle that we've just created. Then there's a little ridge, and then there's just loads of double crochet rounds to make your pencil pot shape. So to create that ridge and to create your pencil pot, you're going to do something a little bit different for this next round. And you're going to work into the back loops only of your stitches. So don't worry if you've never done this before, it is really simple and really easy once you get the hang of it and when you know where to go with your hook. So to complete my round, I'm just going to slip stitch into that stitch, and I'm going to chain 1 to start my next round off. So in your stitches you can see that you have a V, and usually you work into your V like normal, and you have both of the loops, you have the front loop and the back loop onto your hook, and you work as normal. But when you're working into the back loop of a stitch, you miss this front loop and you only work into the back loop of your stitch. So you actually only have one loop on your hook. So if I show you this, it may become a little bit clearer. So on my first stitch, it will be quite difficult to see, but all you're going to do is work into the back loop only, and you're going to work a double crochet into every single stitch around, but only working into the back loops. So yarn over and pull up a loop and work a double crochet. Now moving on to our next stitch, you should be able to see this a little bit more clearer, working into the back loop only, leaving the front loop to create a ridge. So instead of working into both loops like usual, you're going to miss this front loop and you're going to only work into the back loop, doing a double crochet into every stitch around. And once you have this round, your stitches will start to stand up and your pencil pot will start to be formed. So go ahead and work into every single back loop around, doing a double crochet into every back loop of the stitch. Okay then, so now you can see I've worked in the back loop around, and magic happens that your pencil pot starts to stand up. And now we're just going to go back to normal. We're going to work into both loops and we're going to work rounds just as normal, working into every single stitch. So to finish this round off, just slip stitch into the first stitch around. And now all you're going to do is work a double crochet into every stitch around for the next 8 rounds. Again, you have a little bit of freedom here. If you want your pencil pot to be smaller or larger, you can decrease this number of rounds, but I like to do an average of about 8. So this one counts as my first round, and then I do 8 more. So in total I have 9 rounds on my pencil pot, and that's the height that I like to do. So a few things to be aware of is your tension, because it is quite difficult to get the right tension and it may take you a few times. So making sure that now you're working as usual into both loops. So I'll start this round off for you, and then you can pause the video, work your 8 rounds, and I'll meet you back. So begin each round with a chain 1 and work into the stitch directly under your chain 1. Yarn over and work a double crochet. Work into every stitch as usual through both of your loops, working a double crochet into every stitch with no increases or decreases. Work this round in this way for 8 more rounds, or until you get the desired height of your pencil pot, and I'll meet you back when you have done that. Okay then, so I've just finished my rounds. I've got 9 rows of work now, and now all I'm going to do is finish off my pot with just a row of slip stitches, just to finish it off and get that nice look. So I've just slipped into the first stitch to finish off my last round, and this is how it's looking. As you can see, really nice. Stands up nicely because of the nice t-shirt yarn that we've used. Perfect pencil pot. So now I'm just going to loosely slip stitch into every stitch around, just so that I can get a nice rim. But you want to make sure that your slip stitches aren't too tight, because if they are, your work is going to fold in and the rim is going to be thin and your tension is going to be off. So you want to make sure that you've got a nice loose tension and your slip stitches are nice and loose all the way around. So go ahead and work that all the way around, and then we will have finished our pencil pot. Okay then, so I've just finished my round of the rim, and I'm just going to chain 1 and cut off off my yarn and pull through. So now all that's left to do is sew in your ends, and obviously you can do that just with your tapestry needle. So I hope you found this video helpful today and you've got some pencil pots of your own. So I hope you enjoyed this video today. Leave me a like if you did, and comment down below what videos you'd like to see in the future, and if you are obsessed with t-shirt yarn as I am. And also subscribe to my channel so you never miss a video and you become part of this lovely crochet and knitting community. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.